So, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves an interesting set of information that's come out during Combine Week from the NFLPA, and that is team report cards about how they treat their players. Now, before we dive straight into it, if you guys can hit the like button, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe if you are new and hit the notification bell because over 87% of you guys watching aren't subscribed. So if you want more content like this, please, by all means, hit the subscribe button. So what we're going to do is dive straight into the rankings for where they put all these teams, specifically the Dallas Cowboys, and just my overall thoughts and how I'm feeling about where they put the Cowboys, because I'm not necessarily shocked that they're as high as they are because of the amount of money they put into these facilities. So let's go ahead and let's dive straight into it. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here is the official NFLPA website, and with it, the NFL player team report cards. The article reads as follows: one of our core jobs as a union is to improve the overall working conditions for our players, which includes the daily experience of players at the team facilities away from the lights and cameras. 110% agree there. 1,300 of our players provided information to share with one another about their current club to not only help them make important career decisions, but also help raise standards across the league. Our goals were to highlight positive clubs, identify areas that could use improvement, and highlight best practices and standards. To learn more about background of this initiative, read a note from President J.C. Treader here. Okay, so again, they have put their certain criteria together. We're going to look at where the Dallas Cowboys rank and, just overall, how am I feeling about it? And, I don't think there's any question that Jerry has had a history of taking care of the players. I have talked about the contract negotiations, and I'm going to talk about that at the tail end, but I want to see what they, grade the stuff on. So, treatment of families, the Dallas Cowboys, the only A+ of the entire league. I don't have any doubt about that. I've heard, throughout the years in terms of articles and people saying, like, the Dallas Cowboys treat the players' families very well. I haven't heard anything else, so until then, I'm just going to go off of that. So that's pretty good, and they're in company with Carolina, Minnesota, and Buffalo for the only A's. And then it kind of just goes down from there. I'm actually curious to see. So the Giants, B+, the Eagles a B-. Kind of shocked by that, because of, I always hear about from, being in the Philly area about how the Eagles front office does things. And of course the Washington Commanders are dead last. I'm not shocked there. Very interesting stuff there, to say the least. Next is nutrition. The Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers, Philadelphia Eagles, and Miami Dolphins are the only straight A's. And, of course, they joined the Vikings, 49ers, and Raiders. If you're just talking about an overall A grade, including A-minuses, so leading the pack there. Again, not shocked there, considering how much money the Cowboys put into their facilities. The weight rooms, the Dallas Cowboys, A+, along with the Miami Dolphins, Raiders, and Bills. Okay, that's good stuff. Again, I'm not sure if you guys have gone to the Star, but if you have not, please, I implore you to go to the Star. It is 110% worth it, and seeing how much the Cowboys put into this facility, I mean, there's no question that they have one of the best facilities in the entire National Football League in terms of the technology and stuff like that. If we want to talk about how the organization runs things, like I will in a moment, but I guess they're just looking at what they do in terms of taking care of the players as players. Strength staff. The Dallas Cowboys joined several teams with A+. So let's see. They joined the Dolphins, Raiders, Bills, Vikings, Eagles, Washington Commanders, Rams, and Browns with A+. Lots of A's, so that's good. Baltimore, wow, F-. Oh, well. And this is from the players, by the way. This is not from, like, individuals, like, on the team, like coaches and stuff. Like, so that's good. Training room. Dallas Cowboys are at a B, so they are behind teams like the Giants, the Browns, the Bills, Raiders, Bears, Vikings, and Dolphins, okay? Training staff. Let's see where they're at. The Dallas Cowboys are at an A- behind the Bears, Jags, Bengals, Pats, Falcons, Browns, Bills, Rams, Eagles, Panthers, Colts, Texans, Giants, Vikings, and Dolphins. And finally, locker room. Dallas Cowboys at an A+. along with the Raiders, Vikings, and Dolphins. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me. Again, like, we're talking about how players look at these things, and I'm not shocked by that. Um, what I will say is that's a lot there. I think there's a couple more. I think there's one more. Travel. Raiders, Saints, and Texans at A pluses. Where are the Cowboys? C minus. That explains a lot, though. The Cowboys do a lot of, they're all over the place. The primetime stuff. Who's at an F? Washington, of course. Washington has a lot of bad grades. Not shocked there. The Eagles at a D. I would like to know, like, how they're grading these. Besides from, like, the backgrounds. I'm not sure if this article. Yeah, no, I wanted to make sure. But yeah, so I'm not shocked at that. I have talked about some stuff that does irritate me with the Cowboys organization that they can do better. Like, if they're trying to homegrown build their roster, one of the things you can do is sign your players quicker, and not for the sake of not paying them more money, but it's just, I think that's a better way to treat them rather than going through the media. And we've talked about it on that channel. I don't think that's something I wish they would talk about. Like, how do you feel like you're being treated by the teams in terms of the front office? I think that that's important too. I do like this initiative though. Like, it's a stepping stone, and it's not shocking that the Cowboys are as high as they are because, again, of the money they put into the facilities and stuff like that. Some other teams I'm not shocked at, but others yes. But yeah, guys, I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys take a lot of merit into that? Is that something you care? I know people are going to be like, Space, this is like a non-topic, but I think it's important because for the Cowboys to be ranked as highly as they are, and really the only two knocks on them are the training staff and the traveling, I mean, hey, you know what? There are things that the Cowboys can obviously improve upon, but they definitely put themselves in a nice position here. But yeah, I think that the one thing I wish they would talk about is how front offices treat them. Like, for example, you look at what happened with Baltimore and the way they're treating Lamar Jackson and company down there. And as for the Cowboys, you see how they treat some of their players here when it comes to trying to get them contract extensions. I wish that was talked about a lot more. But that's kind of where we stand with that. I definitely like where the PA is going with this, but there's a lot of work to be done. So interesting stuff there. The Cowboys ranked as one of the upper echelon teams when it comes to overall facilities and the treatment of the players. I mean, what do you think about that, guys? Leave that down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, guys? Have a good one.